All right, welcome to my 2 o'clock tasting and a keto tip. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and I have a lot of things in front of me that you can't currently see that we are going to talk about. I'm making dinner. I have some snacks I'm going to show you that are my favorite snacks. I'm going to talk about net carbs and total carbs. I'm going to shake up some of my ketones, and we're going to have a conversation. So as you're tuning in, I would love to know, how is your day going? It's the middle of the day if you're watching live. So I'm prepping dinner. It's 2 o'clock live. And I like to have a 2 o'clock ketone. And we just got back from a doctor's appointment that we had to drive to earlier this morning. It is not in our town, so it takes us an hour to get there. So we are home and prepping dinner before we go to CrossFit. It's kind of our afternoon. Kids did homeschool already. We actually did school at the doctor's office. So tell me, and that in general, like if you're following my stories, I will tell you this. So we got up this morning. We have been getting back into a routine of life. We have had family in our home for the last week. So we basically did Christmas at the end of the month. My sister came in from Ohio. I have a sister here, a brother here, all of our family here besides one. So we basically celebrated for a week. Our home had like 20 people in it every day. Fun, super fun, exhausting, getting back into a routine. So we homeschool, we have 4 daughters. If you're brand new, I would love for you to post new below. I'm making some hamburgers so we can make some chili for this evening. So I'm gonna shake up some ketones. I did not do my live this morning. If you, yes, I'm like, basically, Megan's laughing at me. I normally do lives in the morning and we talk about mindset. I did not do my live this morning because I did not prioritize my time right. And so we'll get back to the book tomorrow. But today, right now, we're going to talk about food and all things food and keto. If you did watch my stories, I had a moment this morning. Just because you want to know what's interesting is you can follow somebody online and think that you know everything about them, and yet, isn't this just life? Like, you only really know this much about people. You know what I tell you. I know what I see on your social media, right? Oftentimes we don't share the yuck. Sometimes people share a lot of yuck, but they air everything. There's a difference, right? You want to share the good, right? You want to share all the highlights. You want to share what's working. Like I want to tell you all of the great things that I can help you with. And then there's just a part of our life that people don't know. And some of it's hard and some of it's not my story to tell. It's our daughter's story. And there's different things that we've been going through as well. So I'm not going to lie. This morning was a hard morning. Last night we had some conversations and it wasn't great, because as a parent, you want your children to be doing great. You want them to be thriving. And when your child is hurt or frustrated or there's some health challenges, it's not fun, right? So for those of you who've reached out and you're like, I'm praying for your daughter, I want to say thank you. And it's not my story to tell. When she wants to tell it, she can. But anyways, all right. So that's my morning. We are prepping. I'm making chili. How do I make chili? And I'm actually going to shake up some ketones in a second. But I do want to say, as you're diving into this new year and you're getting on track and you've been in hopes of and you're wanting to make this year great, which I actually people is don't mess up good for perfect, right? So, and I'm guilty of this. I want things to go my way. I want our plans to go our way. I want my schedule to run a certain way. I want my day to look a certain way. And when it doesn't go that way, it's easy to give up or get frustrated. And so that's something that I posted this morning is it would be easy to get frustrated and take the easy way out or to quit. And then yet that doesn't really get you anywhere, right? So I'm going to say for this year, as you dive into your health journey, the only way you fail is if you quit. The only way that we will fail our daughter or she won't get better or we won't see positive results is if we just quit and we give up, right? So we are not going to be quitters. Are you committed to not quitting? If you do that, The rest of this year is going to be great. I'm not going to say it's not going to be hard. I'm not going to say you're not going to go through a journey of getting frustrated with your health. I'm just going to say that if you are determined not to quit, that is a huge step. And then from there, we can give you some tips. So I'm currently making chili for dinner. My girls love chili. It's super simple. I put in, I think I have, must be 3 pounds of hamburger. You guys, we make our super meaty. We use a ton of hamburger. I use Rayo's marinara sauce from Costco because it's the best deal. It's not always the greatest deal at other places, but I get the best deal of this. And then I just season it with some chili powder, some garlic, and any vegetables you want. There's not, I'm just gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna need 1 or 2 of these. I might need 2 of them. I make it super chunky. So I'm like, I'll use 3 pounds of hamburger, if you wanna cut up peppers, any vegetables you want. And I might use 1 or 1.5, and then I'll save the other part of it for like homemade pizzas one night. So don't mess up good for perfect. Chili is easy to do. I'm gonna throw it in the crock pot. It'll be ready for us after Costco, or it'll be ready for us after CrossFit, because we go to CrossFit here in a couple hours. So I wanna know what you're having for dinner. So first of all, I love to ask these questions because this isn't just all about me and my family. This is about you too. And a lot of you have been on this journey for a long time. A lot of you have had great success on your journey. A lot of, like this girl I'm talking to, I shared her story in my stories today. And she said, Stephanie, she's actually not on social media. She texts me every day. And she says, hey, I've reached, like, she's basically reached her goal. It's been a year. She's been working on it for a long time. She feels incredible. She's like, my doctor says I'm doing great. I just wanted you to know she's drinking her ketones. She's moving her body. She goes for walks every day. I'm going to tell you, she messages me every single day. She asks me about food. She asks me for insight. She has had many days where she wanted to quit. And I said, her name, I said, there's no reason for you to quit. You're doing great. You're having a bad day. It's okay. Like, this whole day doesn't define your whole journey. You're moving your body. You're drinking your water. You're drinking your ketones. You're doing the best you can with your food. She's doing incredible. And I'm going to tell you, for those who are listening that are moms, and this is her biggest challenge, is she's expecting her body after, I think 3, she might have 4, 3 for sure, 3 kids. She's expecting her body to look a certain way. And I've had to have conversations with her. I'm going to have some conversations with you if you're watching right now. My body is not going to be the same as my body was when I was 20. I feel better. I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 next month. But I'll tell you this, my body will not look the same unless I have surgery and different things. But I've had 4 C-sections. So 4 C-sections is going, and then, I mean, if there's men on here, I apologize, but I mean, nursing 4 babies and then getting back into health, like, there's a process, and our body was made to do great things. You can for sure lose the weight. You can get healthier and stronger, but I have to really talk to a lot of moms and say, guess what? It's okay that you have some marks to show that you were a mother. It is okay. Like, if you looked at my abs right now, I do CrossFit almost every day. I love to move my body. Like, health is important to me. And yet, everything that I do, the only way that I could make my stomach look the same way that it looked like prior to babies, I had a doctor. Like, I asked the doctor, I'm like, I'm not going to show you on the camera, but you can stick your whole entire hand in between my abs because my abs were torn apart. So the doctor said, all right, Stephanie, because I know what I need to do. Like, I know how to eat. I know how to fuel my body. I move my body. And yet, in order for me to fix this, right, so it would be flatter, I would have to legitimately have a doctor go in and sew it all the way down. If I do that, that means I'm out of working out for 6 months. It's not severe enough, but I don't want to do it, right? Like, I don't want to not work out for a half a year and be bedridden for weeks. Like, I'm not going to do it. And I feel great. I say all of that because there's a lot of people who have this visual of what they want to look like. So this particular girl that I shared the story with on it's just a really quick little story that she messaged me this morning. And I said, you're doing incredible. Look at the scale. You're doing great. You've reached your scale goal. You're walking every day. You're moving. You're fueling your body. You cannot get frustrated. Like, you have to get this, whatever visual you have in your mind of how you want to look. I'm assuming it came from social media. And I'm just going to be real. If you've had 4 kids and they're C-sections or not C-sections, or you've had any type of like body stuff, in order to go back that way, a majority of people are going to have to have some work done, right? And don't think that if you're comparing yourself to it all comes down to comparison, right? Basically it comes down to comparison and us wanting to feel like we have to look a certain way. Stop it. Stop it right now. So, all right, I actually didn't intend on talking about that at all, but anyways, she reminded me of it. Here's what I'm doing. I'm making dinner. We're having chili. Don't mess up good for perfect. I want to know what you're having for dinner. It gives other people ideas. What are you having? Share with me. It might give me a new idea. We have tacos on every Tuesday almost. We love chicken tacos. I love chili. I love burgers. I love burgers. I love any type of meat. Hands down, meat, veggie, meat, protein salad. Don't mess up good for perfect. There are so many different types of like low carb noodles now. You can do zoodles. Like there really isn't a meal that you can't make low carb in general, right? There's so many different sauces and sugar-free sauces and just little hacks that like, if you want something and you want to make it low carb, whether I have it on my page, ketomomsecrets.com, we have tons of recipes. So you can go to ketomomsecrets.com, super easy. Or you can go to Pinterest, or you can go to Google and you can type in dairy-free keto meals or keto snacks or low carb dinner meals. Like there's so many options. And yet it kind of drives me crazy that people get bored of food because I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so many things. Sometimes I think we overwhelm ourselves with the amount of meals that we feel like we need to make. If you just keep it simple and pick your favorite 7 or less, you'll be okay. All right, I'm making chili. You don't have to know what you're making. I just like to ask as you're tuning in because it gives other people ideas. So chili's in, I'm cooking it right now. All right, I'm gonna talk to you about net carbs and total carbs. I'm gonna show you something, but I am gonna shake up my ketones because I have one in the afternoon almost every single day. And I'm actually gonna show you something that I'm going to ask if you want to join me on. It's called our challenge. And so I have been drinking these ketones for 7 years. I started with this. I didn't start with the keto diet. My husband did. And I helped him, watched him go up and down in ketosis, out of ketosis, in ketosis, out of ketosis. And I remember not understanding it years ago, but thinking, hey babe, you're crazy. Like, I'm not gonna track all of this food and I'm not gonna, like he did like everything. He had the food tracker, the food scale, and had a hard time getting his body to make ketones. When he did, I would make something to knock him out of ketosis, right? The vicious cycle. I would say today, 7 years later, I started with drinking a packet of ketones. And it gave me, I call it my mom fuel. It's not just for moms, but it gave me the energy to keep up with my kids. I didn't have to take a nap. It's a supplement, it's a tool. And I have ketones in my system. I eat low carb, carb conscious, higher protein. And so this is what I did because I was overwhelmed with the thought of like switching everything to keto. And then yet I've learned over the last 7 years, most people don't do keto properly. They can't do it right. It's more, I actually have people that ask me for medical reasons. I tell them it was created actually in Minnesota at the Mayo Hospital for specific patients, right? And they found that the keto diet works in so many different ways, but most people can't sustain it. So low carb, carb conscious is great, right? It's sustainable. Starts as a diet and you create it into a lifestyle if you stay consistent with it. I started with this. So I'm gonna show you something called our challenge kit. Cheers to our afternoon. And it tastes great. You take a packet, you put it in some water, you shake it up. I'll have this all gone in under an hour, probably 30 minutes or less. And the same thing is for this. So like we have something called our challenge kit. This packet, this product, it's called ketones. Your body can make ketones and you can drink them. Not all ketones are created equal. If you already drink them, Carrie's sharing her favorite flavor below. She's having berry blue, that's delicious. If you already drink ketones, share with me what your favorite flavor is in the comments. Here's the kit. And if you iFast, yes! Brittany, okay, so Brittany has her iFast kit coming and her challenge kit coming. Brittany, when you get it, let me know and I'll walk you through it. So this is where I'm having majority of people start. We have a 5-day intermittent fasting kit. And what this is there's 5 packs, right? I 100% believe in intermittent fasting. I think it's incredible. I've been doing it for weeks consistently. I used to do it for a couple days, then not. A couple days, I've been consistently doing it since Christmas. I feel incredible. I do it Monday through Friday. And this helps you just get started. So we have a kit that if you want to help with intermittent fasting, you drink everything in the kit. So it's your ketones. It looks like this. Sorry. ketones, there's electrolytes, we have some protein, we walk you through some meals, we're doing it collectively as a group going forward. You can do it for 5 days and then get into the routine of how great you feel intermittent fasting. You can do it every day all month. You can do it a couple weeks, or you can dive into like after this, you can just drink ketones and water. I'm gonna help you figure out whatever works for you. Some people just do intermittent fasting and just do water. I like to feel great because ketones help with appetite control. So so you can start with this, and or this is where I have most people start. We do this challenge kit. If you want to know more about the ketones as I'm chatting, just post trial in the comments, because I'm going to talk to you about trial options. I'm going to give you some resources to learn from. They're short videos, 4 minutes. And then I also want to know your goals. So if you post trial in the comments, we can chat about all things. We can talk about intermittent fasting and the challenge kit, but I like people to start here. It's a variety box. It's 10 caffeine free, 5 different flavors. This puts you in ketosis, and you're going to do it 1 a day for 20 days, 2 a day for 10 days. The point is this: you try the product, you test the flavors, you see how you feel. I'm going to ask you, like, how is your energy? How is your focus? How is your appetite control? We're going to work on your goals. This helps with fat loss, but we're also going to work on making better food choices, drinking your water, moving your body, right? Those things consistently over time, but I started with this. It looked differently 7 years ago. I haven't skipped a day. Legitimately, I've never missed a day of drinking ketones in 7.5 years. Isn't that crazy? First of all, it shows that it works. It's incredible. Like, I don't need a nap, ever. I never take a nap. I used to take a nap every single day when my girls were young. I homeschool our girls. Ketones are brain fuel. If you actually look at some studies, you want to know what? Okay, first of all, if you want to know more about this, post trial in the comments. We have, hands down, an incredible free, like, virtual event. I forgot, it's coming up soon. It's coming up. Okay, so thank you, Allison, it does. So here's what I'll tell you. We have something called Keto Academy. Years ago, this is one of the very first events I went to. You guys can all do it for free. It's free. And it can be for anybody. And so we have an event coming up. It's called Keto Academy. You're going to hear from the top thought leaders, top scientists, top doctors in the world on keto and ketones and intermittent fasting, all of it. It's Monday and Tuesday next week. It's in the evenings. So you just hop on, you listen to what you can. If you can listen to all of it, great. If you can't, you hop on when you can. If you want me to send you the register, like the little register link, post event in the comments, and I'm going to send it to you. It's free. So you can register. You have to register. It's Monday and Tuesday in the evenings. Get home from work. Tell your family, hey, I'm going to pop this up. I want to listen to it, because this event is the single event that built my belief in this product and intermittent fasting and keto. And like some of these doctors, like what they talk about ketones in the brain, what they're discovering, what they're researching, hands down incredible. Hands down. Okay, we do start the fasting, Brittany, on Sunday. So I'm going to actually talk about that in our customer group. If you're my customer and you're not in my customer group, post customer in the comments so I can put you in there. Oh, there's so much going on. I haven't even talked about all of the things I was going to talk about today. Okay, so we have the event. If you want to be on part, free. It's free. And you can listen to as much as you can. That made me go, why in the world would I not drink ketones? Like, why would I not? I might not be perfect on my diet all the time. I do more high protein. Like, this is why I actually started intermittent fasting, because I listened to 2 of the doctors at the beginning of December. We were actually with them in Dallas, and all of them were talking about intermittent fasting. And I was like, I have to do this. Like, not just a couple days here and a couple days there. I'm doing it consistently Monday through Friday, no matter what. And usually if we don't have like a party or something that we're going to, or, maybe we don't make a fun little egg bake in the morning, or like, and my kids actually don't even like to wake up and eat right away. Usually we intermittent fast every day, but I'm fine if it's Monday through Friday. All right. I got to turn down my meat. Okay. If you've never tried ketones, post challenge in the comments. I'm going to walk you through the best way to get started, show you some visuals, want to know your goals, like hands down, incredible. And you actually should watch the event. So anybody that posts event, I'm going to send you the event link. All right. So incredible. I drink them every day. I'll drink them. Even if you were to say, yo, Steph, that's a scam, I'd be like, hey, yo, friend, it's not. Hey, yo, Steph, like, I can't believe you drink ketones. And I'd say, I can't believe you don't. I cracked myself up. All right. My kids are looking at me funny. We like to talk with accents here, right? Yeah. We like to pretend we're from other places. It's kind of fun. We do it a lot. All right. Okay. Cheers. Cheers. Here's a common question I get asked a lot. My chili is almost done. Net carbs and total carbs. So I'm going to give you some very tactical couple tips before you go. All right? That might have been Australian or England. I don't even know. I think sometimes it just comes out and we don't even know. Whatever comes out, right? Okay. Here's what I want. The biggest question I get asked. How do I calculate net carbs and total carbs? Just so you know, I like keto snacks. I love to have these things with me when we're traveling or when we're at events or when we're going places. This does not need to be an everyday thing, but when you're on the go, it's good to have a good, better, best. So all you do to calculate net carbs and total carbs is you look at the back of a package and be very cautious about your servings. There are some things that are packaged that are 2 servings. They trick you. This is 1. So I always look at the serving size, and I'm gonna show you something. So you go look at the total carbs, and the total carbs in here says 9, but you can subtract fiber and sugar alcohol. So it's gonna tell you on here, it's got 2 net carbs. So all you do is look at the back of a pack or look at the back of something. You flip it over and you subtract total carbs and you subtract sugar alcohol because it doesn't spike your insulin, and you subtract fiber. So those don't have to count. If you like to keep track and your goal is like, I'm gonna do low carb, and everybody has a little bit different version of low carb. Let's say you're like, I'm gonna calculate approximately 60 carbs or under. Then you would have a little snack in the afternoon and you're like, oh, that's only 2 carbs. Oops, sorry. So it's just a good calculation. Somebody who has like a ton of weight to lose, or like your body doesn't process food as well, you might stick to total carbs. You might be like, well, when do I do dietary fiber? Yes. Just subtract fiber. You can subtract fiber and sugar alcohol. Sorry, Lori had a question. So in general, everybody's bodies are different. My husband would say him and I can eat the same thing. My body, not to be gross, my body just gets rid of things. So I have a faster metabolism. Intermittent fasting helps with that. And my husband is not like that. So I'm not going to be gross about it, but like his body just holds on to food. So if he really wanted to lose weight, if he really wanted fat loss, has to be more strict. I have more dairy. He doesn't. I could have more keto treats, packaged stuff. He wouldn't. Like there's certain ways he has to eat and he knows it. And so some people will say, I'm so bloated when I eat dairy. I'm like, dairy for women, like hormonally and what it does and bloating, like if you really truly want to feel better and your goal is to make a lifestyle, then you have to pay attention to when you eat food and how it affects your body. Give it 30 minutes and you can feel it. Like, oh, I feel fine, I feel energized, or I feel like garbage, right? So this is just a guide. Take total carbs, whether you're doing low carb or strict keto. Like a strict ketogenic diet's not going to eat processed snacks like this. You're not. I would consider you low carb. Because these things they're not really made to do an actual diet, the keto diet. It's made for low carb, carb conscious. Does that make sense? So, right, Lori says she feels horrible on dairy. Your body doesn't like it. So therefore you shouldn't be eating it every meal and I'm not saying that you are. So that's a really quick little guide. I also want to give you some ideas because I often have people go, what should I have for snacks? Listen, snacks to me are, if you're intermittent fasting, like if you're drinking ketones, if you are having like a good lunch and a good dinner, you might, please hear me. I'm not like yelling at you. And I got yelled at for telling somebody not to snack the other day. And I'm like, listen, I'm giving you a guide. Here's the deal. Most people overeat good food. If you're hungry, go drink some water and then grab a snack. Here's a couple snacks that I would choose. I like almonds. I tell people the tip is to flip it over. A serving size is 1/4 cup. This is not a serving size to sit here at your desk and eat your almonds. This is not a serving size to sit in your truck and eat as much as you want. But 1/4 cup is a good serving size. These really suppress my appetite. If I need a snack, I'm either going to grab this or I love hard-boiled eggs, but I need to remember to make them. Hands down, my go-to snack. I would say pickles. This really helps with cravings. So at night, I tell people, if you are craving something, eat a pickle, go brush your teeth, you're done. Or in general, we like pickles. We like string cheese. So grab some cheese or beef sticks, and then I love hard-boiled eggs. So I will boil a container of eggs and then write hard-boiled on them so nobody steals them. That'll be a snack as well. So those are some snacks. If you are a snacker, I'm going to say, don't snack just a snack, but snack if you're hungry. And if you had to choose one low-carb snack, what would you choose? Post it in the comments. Give some people ideas. And the last thing I wanted to encourage people is this. I have so many of you, and you're so great. And you send me messages, and you're like, hey, I'm on the go. I work for the post office. I just chatted with one girl today. Hey, I work for the post office. I'm in my truck all the time. Oh, yeah, actually, can you put these back all in the fridge, please? I am busy. And so here's what I'll tell you. If you are busy and you find yourself gravitating towards more junk in the afternoons, not the best lunch, anybody can do this. Whether you drive a truck, whether you are sitting in a post office truck, a mail carrier truck, whether you work in an office, whether you are a teacher, whether you are a nurse, you can always pack your own cooler of food, a little cooler, and put pickles, hard-boiled eggs, veggies and dip, meat and cheese wraps. Like, you can do all of that. You can do all of that. Like, pack your own lunch. Even, I always say, do you have a fridge? Well, no. All right, bring a cooler. Like, it takes a little bit more time, but if you do it consistently over time and your fridge is stocked on Sundays, like we treat Sundays a prep day, like stock your fridge, have your cooler on your counter, throw some ice packs in it, like, you will create a routine. You'll create a new habit. You'll create a new system. You grab your little lunch box, right? Put it in your mail truck, bring it with you to your hospital when you are being a nurse, because I have a lot of nurses on here. Teachers, go put it in your classroom, underneath your desk. Like, whatever it is, pack it and eat it so that you are setting yourself up for success, so that you're not grabbing the junk throughout the day, right? So just be mindful, and that helps anybody on the go. If you were on the go and you stop for fast food, or you stop to eat with your anybody that you work with, then just choose the best foods possible. Grab a burger, side of veggies, grab a salad, grab some chicken on it, put the dressing on the side. Easy peasy. Unwich, right? Lettuce wraps. Grab some chicken and veggies. Protein and veggies. Protein in a salad. So, all right. I have chatted your ear off a lot. We made chili tonight. I wanted to know what you made for dinner. We talked about ketones. My mom fuel will always drink it no matter what. So you should join me for the challenge, because I think this is the best way to start. Post trial in the comments and we'll chat. I want you to join me for the event that we have coming up. So it's 2 nights. It's in the evenings after you're done with work. Pop in an earbud or watch it on screen. Incredible ketone, keto diet, keto food, intermittent fasting, science about ketones and the brain and all of your body. Things that I can't talk about because I'm not a doctor. So if you want part of that event, post event in the comments. Otherwise, I look forward to any questions that you have. So ask your questions below. I'd love to help. You can join me for intermittent fasting, grabbing the kit. We'll just talk. If you post trial in the comments, I'll just give you a whole bunch of different options. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.